Hello and welcome back to step-by-step GuitarTuition.com. This is the third lesson in the Step 4 module for improvers. In this lesson I'll be teaching you how to play an alternative pattern for a 2-octave major and a 2-octave minor arpeggio. By now you should be aware of all the intervals of major and minor arpeggios, and you should also be able to play the 1-octave and 2-octave patterns that I showed you in the beginners modules. If you can't, then I'd recommend going back to those lessons before you continue with this lesson. There are many different ways of playing all the various scales and arpeggios, and as you progress through the step-by-step modules you'll learn many of the most commonly used patterns, which will help you to unlock the guitar fingerboard and understand it better. Don't forget, as always, to refer to your notes during this lesson. You'll find all the relevant information that you need. Okay, firstly let me show you the major arpeggio pattern that we're going to learn today. It goes like this. And if I play the first pattern that you learnt at the beginners module, which goes like this, you can hear how both of those arpeggios sound the same. Even though it looks like I'm playing different notes. Okay, let me show you how to do the second pattern in close-up. Start with your first finger on the 5th fret and then reach to the 9th on the same string, that's your major 3rd, and then on the next string play fret 7 with your first finger, that's your perfect 5th, drop on the next string, octave, reach to the 11th with your 3rd finger, that's your major 3rd, and then you've got 9th fret on the G string, perfect 5th, and then octave, 10th fret on the B string. Back down. Now let's try moving the arpeggio pattern up and down the fingerboard and playing it in different keys. If we start at the 7th fret, which is the note B, you have the B major arpeggio, 2-octave. If you start at the 8th, you have C major arpeggio. The 10th, you have a D major arpeggio. The 12th, E. And if you start at the 3rd fret, you have a G major arpeggio. Now let's have a look at the alternate minor arpeggio pattern. That one goes like this. And the one that we learned earlier in the beginners module. So you can hear how both of those patterns sound the same, but they look different. What I'll do now is I'll show you that second pattern in close-up. Start at the 5th fret, that's your root note, then reach to the 8th fret, that's your minor 3rd, and then change to the 7th fret on the A string, that's your perfect 5th, on the next string same fret, that's your octave, then the 10th fret, that's your minor 3rd, on the 3rd string play fret 9, that's your perfect 5th, and on the 2nd string play fret 10, that's your octave, and then back down. So let's try moving that second pattern up and down the fingerboard. If you play at the 7th fret, you have a B minor arpeggio. If you play at the 10th fret, you have a D minor arpeggio. And at the 12th, E minor. If you do it at the 3rd fret, you have a G minor arpeggio. And so on. So that's an alternative pattern for both major and minor arpeggios, and you need to practice them in all keys right across the fingerboard and combine them with the other pattern that you learned earlier in the beginners module, and until you get used to linking them together. And that's it for this lesson. I look forward to seeing you in lesson 4, where I'll be showing you how to play some bar chord sequences using A and E dominant 7th chords. I'll see you then.